It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. Welcome to Mind Your Business.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm Jamillah Lodge, the host, and you are Janee Pitt.
Janee
Pitt.
Yes.
Thank you.
No worries. Yep, that's me. Janee
And you're
Pitt.
founder of Tassell Bermuda.
Yes.
And you're looking at some of these beautiful
There they
pieces of art. So we're going to talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. But before we get into that, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Janee Pitt, like you mentioned. I am a fun, energetic, loving person. I love art and creativity. That is something that I'm really passionate about. I have a degree in advertising, marketing, communications, and public relations.
Okay.
So that really helps me to, push my business and kind of understand what customers want. That's just pretty much me.
So are you running Tassell Bermuda full-time?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not. So I currently am a store manager.
Okay. So that's one thing that I want to say is what made you decide to start Tassell Bermuda?
Okay, so it's a personal story, I would say.
Okay.
So in college, I decided to go natural. And I did not realize how much shrinkage is involved with that.
Real.
It's real. Like my hair probably looks the same. It is real.
Yes.
And so I let my hair grow out for a year. I was doing like protective styles. And then I was just like, okay, a year, I'm going to cut it off because it seemed long.
Yeah.
Then when I cut it and washed it, it was like, almost like a boy cut. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Right.
And so the only things that made me feel really feminine were big earrings and lipstick and makeup and stuff. So it went from just a habit of buying lots and lots of earrings. And then when the pandemic hit, I was just like, let's just do it and start making them myself. It can't be hard.
Right.
And then I just went down the track of creating earrings myself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the designs, you create the designs and source the goods and put them all together?
Yeah, so I'm inspired by anything. It could be something in pop culture I see, like one of these earrings here are inspired by Rihanna's Super Bowl advertisement, like the look and the color scheme and things like that. And then my Bermudian heritage, I have earrings that are inspired by the gumbays and by Bermuda shutter windows and pink sand. It could be my friends and family, like my mom will come to me and say, I need something black to wear with my outfit this evening. Like, can you figure out something? So it's
nice
just
to have a jeweler on call, right?
Yeah, she's one of my biggest supporters. So,
I love that.
I draw inspiration from any and everything. Yeah.
So about your entrepreneurial journey, because you have a 9-to-5 job, let's just say. And so when you had you envisioned that you were going to be a business owner? Like, was that something that you always wanted to do?
If I'm being really honest, it's something that I'm realizing now.
Okay.
Like, I make the earrings based on, like, how I'm feeling. It's like art and therapeutic to me.
Yes.
And it just so happened that people really liked what I did. And so the word entrepreneur is like coming up a lot in conversation now to me. I'm just now figuring out that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm just kind of creating things.
She's like, I'm just doing what I like to do.
Exactly.
And people are paying me for it.
Exactly.
Bonus.
So now I'm in the process of, solidifying the business side. Obviously, I've done certain steps to get to be a business, but I just make what feels right.
Yes.
And people seem to love it.
So let me ask you this then. For your vision for what Tassell Bermuda can be, and I love the name, by the way.
Thank you.
Is it something that you feel like that you could do full time?
Absolutely. I really love making jewelry. It's something I definitely want to do full time. We're still not there yet.
Yes.
I'm learning new things every day. It's definitely a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
So it's definitely processes. But yes, it's something I definitely want to do full time for sure.
So right now, how can people purchase your earrings?
Right now, they can purchase directly off of my website,
Okay.
tassellbermuda.com. Yeah, I'm in the process of starting to do international shipping.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have that you can get international shipping on my site because, like I said, when I started creating,
Yes.
the idea was if someone from America or England or anywhere wants to buy my stuff, I'll mail it to them.
Right.
But now that it's an actual business and people are coming to me and looking at like website analytics and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of people looking at my site.
Yes.
So I'm going through the process of figuring out how to do that. So that
Yeah.
was one of my goals for 2023 is by the end of the year to have international shipping for Tassell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know for most Bermudians who are makers, who create things locally and then have to ship it overseas, that could be a bit of a challenge, right?
Yes.
Because the cost to be able to do that can be sometimes prohibitive. So have you had any connections or spoken with anyone about how they manage that?
I'm in the process of figuring that out. I mean, I reached out to a few places like DHL
Yes.
to try to figure out what the process is in getting registered to be able to be an import and export business. So that's something that I'm actively working on.
We're happy to introduce you to someone who's already doing it.
Oh, great.
Like a mentor or somebody who might be able to give you some kind of inside information on how to do it, because I know it can be hard, especially if it's not high ticket items, because it's like by the time they get to where they need to go, they're paying $300 or $400 for this pair of earrings.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? That's the reality that I think a lot of entrepreneurs who are makers face in Bermuda is how do we get this product outside of Bermuda? So we can have a further discussion about that.
That would be great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So when you think about Tassell Bermuda, what do you envision it being? Like when you're doing this full time, who's wearing your earrings? Like how are people getting it?
My earrings are designed for everyone. I mean, my customers range in age. I try to kind of make a little something for everybody. I tend to like big pieces, extravagant pieces, but I consider that, not everyone wants to wear big things. Sometimes you want to wear things that I make pieces that you can wear to work, things that you can repeatedly wear. Like I see people coming back saying, this is my go-to work earring.
Yes.
But just being inclusive, making things for everyone. World domination is something that is on my girls list. Yeah. I'm trying to just make Tassell global.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that you should, as an entrepreneur, be thinking that way, because why not? Right. And so it's especially in that you have an online presence already, then that is an opportunity for other people to see. Like you said, you're looking at the analytics, so they obviously looking.
Yeah, exactly. And it's amazing. And I think it's very important because I'm so proud of being Bermudian.
Yeah.
So I definitely introduce Bermudian heritage into my earrings. It's very important to me. Even at Harbor Nights, talking to them about like the tourist about the pink sand inspired earrings and the Bermuda shutters. Like it's not in your face literal,
right?
Because sometimes that can be a little cheesy, I would say. So I kind of draw inspiration from different Bermudian elements.
Yes, and I think that's important because I think the Bermuda brand is something that people enjoy that are not from Bermuda, right? Because some people are still like, is that a real place? I know the Bermuda Triangle. But then people who visited Bermuda and they see the beauty and they're like really pink sand, turquoise waters. But to be able, as an artist, to put that into your work, it gives people an opportunity to take a piece of Bermuda with them. Yes. You know what I mean? At least that's how I think about it.
Of course, yeah, I agree.
And then at Harbor Nights, which is it's an opportunity for tourists to see all of these, Bermuda-inspired products. I think it's a perfect opportunity for you as well.
Of course.
So one of the things that I do want to talk about is when you were starting out, what was one of the hardest things that you had to kind of overcome to get started? Like, what was that thing?
I would say there's a few things.
Okay.
One for me would be exposure. I kind of can be like a perfectionist, and I'm very hard on myself. So actually, I was doing earrings for a long time and wearing them myself, and people would comment on them, and they're like, can you make me some? And I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like very shy, and I just didn't want to put myself out there. So pushing myself to actually get out there. I remember my first market was at BUEI.
Yes.
And I was so nervous, but it was so well received. And then it just kind of motivated me to get out there and get it going. And I would say time. Time is hard. Having a full-time job and doing this, you have to make sacrifices. You have to be dedicated. And it has to be something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So the earrings are definitely a passion for me. I actually enjoy making them. So that makes it easier to, choose that over hanging out with friends and things like that. It's kind of like relaxing to me. So I enjoy that. But sometimes it's tiring. Like if you have a 9 to 5, sometimes I have to come home at 5 and make earrings, especially prepping for harbor nights and things like that. You have to kind of really push yourself.
The thing I wanted to ask you, so world domination, going back to that. You are currently the sole artist and creator, right?
I do everything.
So now, when we talk about world domination, how are we going to manage that?
Oh, I'm going to have a team for sure. I am open to teamwork. I am open to collaboration. My friend group, I'm always on WhatsApp asking them their opinions on things, trying to get feedback about certain trends and things like that. So I would definitely want a team. I would want to oversee the whole art side of things because it is my baby. I love Tassell. I love to create. But I am open to, expanding and whatever that looks like. I'm just down for the journey.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking like opportunities for like young women or young girls who may be interested or have this creative aspect, and they're like, well, I don't know. I haven't even been there yet. So is there an opportunity for you to kind of meet them and create opportunities for them and get your earrings made?
Of course, yeah. I think there's a great opportunity to mentor young people. I'm still in the learning phase myself. So I wouldn't say I would want more information before teaching someone, because sometimes just diving in foot first and kind of them coming along on the journey with me can be helpful. But it's definitely an opportunity for young people. But yeah, I'm still learning. So.
Yeah. She's like, one day at a time, Jamillah. Slow it down, okay?
Yeah.
No, but I think what you're doing is great. And I do think that it's interesting to me, especially after COVID. Like, there's been a lot of new business opportunities that have been created because people have just been like, well, I want this. I can't get it because it can't go anywhere. So let me just start creating for myself. Yeah. And then people are like, well, I want it too.
Yeah.
I'll pay you for it.
Exactly.
You make it for me.
That's the thing. Yeah, the industry, especially, I mean, I do different kinds of earrings, but polymer clay earrings in general seem to really spark. And it's kind of just like a clay medium. I create the pattern, or I don't know, sometimes I use tools in my kitchen just to create things, just to make textures. Yeah. And it's amazing what you can use, but you have to bake them and things like that. But there's lots of polymer clay makers locally as well as internationally. So for me, I just kind of do what feels right.
Right.
I try not to look at competition too much, because I feel like when you're authentically yourself, people will just...
It comes through.
Yeah, exactly. People. I do get inspiration from other people because that's normal.
Yeah.
And learning techniques. I'm always on Instagram looking at new techniques and TikTok and things like that. But yeah, there's lots of other brands as well in Bermuda that do the polymer clay earrings.
Girl, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. There's some that have left. Because it's a lot of work. Like, I don't think people realize how time consuming. Like, sometimes the prices, people were like, really, it's that price? And I'm like, yeah, I have
because
to.
It took
me forever. Like, it comes out it starts as a bar of clay. And then I have to condition it, and then I'm creating patterns, and sometimes I'm painting them, sometimes I'm putting resin on them, and you're drilling holes in them, sanding them down, washing them. Like, it's a whole process.
Right. Tell them it's art.
It's art.
It's wearable art. So think about it that way. Exactly. Right?
Exactly.
When you go into an art gallery and you're like, oh, that house, how many thousands or hundreds of thousands?
Yeah.
It's just a smaller version of that, right? You're pouring into these pieces, and they are beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm thinking in terms of, you mentioned competition. And so, like you said, there obviously are a lot of pinks, not what do you call it?
Polymer clay.
Polymer clay. Artists in Bermuda that I wasn't aware of. So is there like a community? Do you, or because you started this, you were like, let me just see who else is out here?
Well, for me, I just loved earrings, so I just started. I feel like I was doing it a while ago, but since then, there's been lots of people popping up doing it.
Got you.
Yeah, so, and because I'm kind of more low-key at first, I was like a little nervous to put myself out there. It kind of slowed me down a bit, but I think that you just have to persevere.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to be creative and they like to create the earrings, but they don't realize how much time and work and effort it takes. And so sometimes I see the businesses pop up, and just as fast as they pop up, they go away because it's just a lot of work. So you really have to love what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do think that there's a difference between a hobby or doing something that you enjoy doing because you enjoy doing it. But once you decide, once the light switch goes off and you say, okay, like this has got to be a real business for me, you start to think of it a little differently, right? And I'm gathering based on our conversation, this is what you want it to be. You want it to be like a full-time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
And so are we focusing on earrings? Is that the plan? Or are you looking at maybe including other types of jewelry?
So ultimately, yeah, I would want to include other types of jewelry. Right now, earrings are it.
Yes.
I want to master some more things about the earrings and kind of really hone in on that and be great at that.
Yeah.
But people make all sorts of things out of polymer clay.
Yeah.
I've seen people here locally doing dog tags and barrettes and all sorts of things.
Where have I been? I'll be in the house too much, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot. And they're super lightweight. The great thing about polymer clay is that it's light. And so I can do the biggest earring and it will feel like nothing. It's about the weight of a quarter on your ear. So,
right. Which is good because sometimes the larger earrings, you put in that weight, especially if your ears are pierced, right? So not to have to worry about that, I think is a huge deal.
Yes.
So I want to go back to competition and collaboration, and we talked about needing a team to this world domination thing.
Yes.
So what is your plan to sort of build that team? Like, are you looking now? What are some of the things that you're doing to kind of line that up?
So right now it's just me. I haven't thought that far. I mean, I do have a team here.
Okay.
My family and my friends are amazing helps to me. I recently was away for 2 weeks and I wasn't able to do Harbor Nights, but my aunts and cousins stepped in and ran the booth for me. My mom is very helpful in that sense. So I have a team. My mom argues with me a lot, saying that I need a title here. Like I'm not just mom. I want a real title. So I don't know what she is, but she's everything, I guess.
Right.
But as far as an international team or like a broader team, I haven't thought that far yet. But yeah,
locally. I mean, I think even like you said, your mom is doing the thing, but she's like, make it official.
Yes.
Even that is a step because now you have this role and eventually you're going to have to start paying her.
I mean, I pay her in earrings. She says, I like this one.
That works. Listen, because the time on task is worth money. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's part of the process, right? Because you're like, you recognize that I need this person. This person may be my mom.
Yeah.
But this is her job now. This is her responsibility. And then you slowly grow from there, right? So I definitely think that there's opportunity.
Yeah.
I think you should join our incubator program.
I was actually looking at that.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I messaged Kelsey about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're opening the application soon. And so I'll definitely tell her to email you directly when we do that because I definitely see that there's an opportunity for this thing to grow. And if we can help you to get to where you want to be with world domination.
Yeah.
Sign us up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I had a question for you. I have to remember what it was related to. But we're thinking about the earrings and what you're doing and how you're designing them. Is the substance that you use exclusively what you want to work with, or do you have other types of mediums? Because I'm looking at your earrings now. Is that burlap?
Actually, okay, so sometimes I just find pieces. So I went into a fabric store and found these flowers, and I needed an earring for an outfit, so I kind of just threw these together. These are one of a kind.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
But thank you so much. But yeah, I do use other materials outside of polymer clay. I'm really into beads. Sometimes I use fabric stuff. Anything that I can look at and kind of touch and feel, I can create something out of it. I'm always online looking at new techniques. So it's not just set towards polymer clay. Some of the earrings are hand painted. So sometimes I'm painting stuff on them. Like, for instance, these ones are hand painted. These are hand painted. So it's just all sorts of mediums.
Do you do custom orders?
I do. I get some people asking me about custom orders, and I do them. It's definitely something that I'm open to doing and continuing to do. Mostly people will ask me for, like, specific colors.
Right.
And
I
like
have
that.
this outfit. Can you do something in this color palette?
And sometimes even at Harbor Nights, I do bring supplies there as well. Sometimes.
Not designing on site.
Yeah, it happens. So there are instances where someone would be like, oh, I love this earring, but can you do it in a different color?
Right.
If I have it on hand, I'll be like, come back in 15 minutes. I'll put it together for you.
Well done.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because this is, especially people who vend, right? Do you accept credit card payments?
I am trying to figure out that process currently as well. Yeah, but it's something I would like to do. I do accept card payments on my
online,
website. Yeah. But locally, it's a little tricky to figure out for me how to do it. But it's something
I'll give you, before we finish the interview, I'll give you the contact name for a company that I think, because I think it makes a huge difference. I remember having a conversation with Alexandra Mosher Jewelry, and she started off vending too.
Yeah.
And we have this whole campaign to get businesses online, and of course you have to set up a merchant account and all that stuff. And she said the amount of sales that she got because she had that credit card machine, because, you know, sometimes you're seeing something and it's like a what do they call it? Impulsive purchase, right? You're like, oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you don't have cash, but you'll swipe, now I'm going to buy 1 earring, 2 earrings, 3 earrings. And so I think it makes a huge difference for vendors especially to be able to have that.
Yes.
So
I agree with that. I mean, I'm lucky at Harbor Nights just because my my actual booth is right across from HSBC.
So people can just run.
You can just go right there, but not everyone has that. So I totally agree with that. The difficulty or the hesitation I had at first with having credit card machines is that, to be honest, the summer periods and the winter periods are my busy periods.
Right.
Because I do vend. My website, it has some traffic, but it's not really consistent. And from my understanding, with the credit card machines, you have to do monthly payments and things like that.
There's a fee
so
to have
there's
it.
a fee, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, do I want to take that plunge? Is it worth it? Now I'm finding that it is.
Remember, world domination.
Exactly. So
this is part of the process.
So yeah, this is my second year at Harbor Nights.
Okay.
Getting a business account and all of that, it takes
It
little
does.
long.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed the mark this year, but next year I would definitely be able to accept credit cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna make a world of a difference. It's so funny because, you know, I grew up in the States, and so they have all, look, you just swipe, you blink, and you can swipe, and money comes.
Like use your phone and everything.
And so coming back home to Bermuda, sometimes you're like, you know, this is a missed opportunity, especially for startups, for entrepreneurs. It's like money, you're letting it go down the street because people don't. Not everybody carries cash, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, we definitely will try and help you get that sorted.
Yeah.
I remembered my question.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about branding.
Okay.
Right? And that you're in marketing and PR anyway. How important is it for you to be reflected in your brand for Tassell Bermuda?
So it generally is very important to reflect yourself in your brand, and I do in it's a reflection of me. Having my face out there is intimidating. I am a very shy person, so I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to put a face to this brand, because having a face to a brand is important. People like to see who's making it. They can relate to you, find similarities and things like that. They like to see, I promote that it's handcrafted, but if there's no face to
it's like, well, whose hands?
Exactly. So now I'm finally getting myself out there and doing interviews like this. Like, this is my first time doing an interview for Tassell. And with my face out there. So it's a journey, but I'm embracing it.
And I think it is important, like the whole story about how you got started and why you started making these earrings, I think will resonate because we all, you know, people of color who have, you know, the hair, I identify with shrinkage because it is real and it definitely makes a difference because hair is part of the adornment, right? And the thing that, you know, people see. So in the absence or when you get the shrinkage, it's like, okay, well, what are we going to use to kind of give you the confidence that you need? And you create these beautiful earrings to be able to do that.
That was the idea behind it for sure. I feel like earrings are like the cherry on top of the sundae. Like it's just like you put on an outfit, but then once you have the earrings on, you're like, yes, I've arrived.
Listen, and I know like Beyonce, she loves herself some, you know, fabulous dangling earrings. That wouldn't that be something? That's when we get world domination.
This is it.
We got to get Beyonce in some Tassell Bermuda earrings.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Beyonce, if you just happen to see or hear this,
please.
Please. No, it's interesting. I think in this day and age to be an entrepreneur, because everyone is online, your opportunity to create and introduce your brand outside of Bermuda is huge.
Yes.
And all it takes is like one person maybe to just, you know, do a TikTok or something like that with your
viral.
That's it. And next thing you know, you're like, girl, I can't. You're like, mama, you're the chief manufacturing officer.
We need a factory.
We need the whole shebang. You know what I mean? I think
exactly.
the opportunity does exist for that to happen. Whereas before, you're like, how am I going to get her and a pair of my earrings, right? So just getting it out there and like you said, you becoming more comfortable with telling your story.
Yes.
It will resonate with people. People will be like, yes, I understand. Let me get 3 pairs of those earrings.
Exactly. 100%.
She's like, I'm all on board for
I'm on board for everything.
I love that. So listen, before we wrap up, let's just give people an idea about how they can get the earrings, where they can find you, if they have questions. Go ahead and...
Yeah. Okay, so my earrings are available on TassellBermuda.com. I can be contacted through Instagram. It's TassellBDA. If you have special requests or, you know, you want custom designs, you can always DM me on Instagram or Facebook. Currently, I am in the process of getting my earrings in local stores. I am in Touche with limited supplies, but I do have them there. I do deliveries. So if you place an order online, you can choose to pay with your card or cash on delivery. So I'll get them to you once you place your order.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, the last thing I want to give you an opportunity to do is to provide a little bit of advice for those who might be considered entrepreneurs, especially our young women. What 3 things would you say, even if it's to your younger self or to someone who's considering entrepreneurship, what things should they consider?
I would say trust your gut and your instinct. Like, don't second guess yourself. If you're passionate about something, don't let people deter you from doing what you're passionate for. If it's not trendy or things like that, like, just really go for it. Another thing is don't be afraid to ask questions and learn from others. It's really important to create I don't know, like a group of people that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can get advice from. And I would say just push through. I mean, sometimes it can be a struggle, but you gotta pull up your pants, put on your big girl heels, and just keep it going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very entrepreneurial of you. Great words of encouragement, but I would agree 100%. And the other thing that I would say to you is leverage your resources if they're there. Like for us, you know, I've already got an email drafted to send you some contacts to help you get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And if you can utilize the support from others who have been down this road, been there, done that, then why not, right?
For sure.
You know, and I think sometimes in Bermuda, because it's so small, sometimes people are like, I don't want to, you know, because they're going to take my idea.
Exactly.
Say, you know, and that, I mean, that's a realistic fear. It could happen.
And it happens.
Yeah.
I see it happening with my business as well. But, you know, I just look at it as I just stay true to who I am and what I love and what I think that my customers love. And, you know, there's going to be competition all the time.
There
is.
If
you are constantly worried about that, you're just digging a hole for yourself. So just keep pushing on.
Keep pushing and focus on what you do and what you do well.
Exactly.
Because nobody can replicate that,
exactly.
you know. Because there's no other Janee.
Exactly.
Right?
100%.
So what you like and what you see and how you put it together, people can't replicate that, right? And that's what people are paying for. That's what people are responding to.
100%.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, girl, we minded our business
Thank
today.
you. Yes, we did.
No, I really enjoyed our discussion. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you. So
definitely
our incubator program and however else we can help support you along this journey, please let us do that.
Yes, there's so much more to come for Tassell Bermuda.
And remember, if you don't mind your business, who will?
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.